What's up there, YouTube? Okay, so today I'm going to do another video. This time I'm going to be talking about my Bluetooth audio for the helmets. Now, I did a review of this SC1 or SC2, SCS S9. Got it completely wrong. SCS S9 Bluetooth unit. And I want to discuss some of the things that I liked about it and some of the things that I dislike. And another one that I got for the other helmet that I have. And I also want to discuss why I'm changing that one to the Cardo. And I'm going to give you guys a little video here about it. So the things I liked about this was it's plenty loud. It's nice and loud. The speakers that come with it are nice and loud. The little microphone inside is good. This SC9, the S9 SCS, I like how it comes off. You just push this little tab in and then it slides up like a lot of the other systems, the Cardos and stuff. And it just slides off and it's got little connectors so nothing hooks to this. You hook the USB to it to charge it right there and that's it. So nothing else connects to it. You don't have to sit there and unplug the wires every time. It's got one plug that goes in the side and it's got a little bitty mini plug that goes in the side of it in the back. And then there's a wire that comes off of the other side that's for the microphone. There's a little wire that comes off with the speakers. They're connected to it all the time is the only thing. It's connected to this. I just put it on backwards. It slides on much like the some of the other units that just slide on from the top and then it just clicks in. And that's it. Now it's slid on, it clicks in. So you can take this off without having to unplug anything. You basically just pull this off and plug it in and just put it in your bag or whatever and plug it in. Now, the S9, I had one of the users, a viewer, sent me a message on Facebook, on YouTube, and asked, how is it to connect this to a different unit? So I connected this S9 to my new one that's I used on my other helmet. Let me grab it. On my Shoeberth helmet, I got this. What is this thing called again? FOD Sports. It was rated really high. I bought this one. Now connect the two. It's simple. You just hold the Bluetooth pairing button. You just hold the Bluetooth pairing button, and boom, it on both of them. They connected, and now you push the button to talk, and you can talk between the right. It works perfect. I've had absolutely no problem connecting them together in just a matter of seconds. Let me show you what I did here with this FOD Sports, and let me tell you some of the things about this FOD Sports that I don't like. Okay, so the FOD Sports has this, it just has this little USB, micro USB plug that's on the side of it. I'm filming this entire video right now with my LG. I changed my phones. I got the LG V60. I'm filming this with the front camera in 4K. And I just stuck it on a little tripod thing so I could see myself. Anyway, this little cord, this little plug, you have to unplug this to get this off, and then you push this button and it pops off. It kind of pops off pretty easy. And getting it on is not so easy. You put it in the little tabs, and then you got to push in and pull this little lever forward onto the thing, and if it's not in the exact right spot, it won't go in. There, I got it to pop in. See, it's kind of a pain. It's hard to get on, but it won't come off. That's the good thing. I stuck it to the side of the helmet. Now, you're probably asking me, what is this? What is all this mess that I did here? Okay. The problem with this unit is, number one, it's not very loud, so I bought a little amplifier for it. This is just a little FIO amp. I'll leave a description to all this stuff. I'll leave links to all these products down below. But basically what this is this is like a little headphone amp, and it amplifies going to the speakers, but this plug doesn't have a way to plug the speakers in, so I basically had to cut the wires for this. I had to cut the wires for this thing, and I'm going to take it off and show you what I did, because I'm taking this unit off of my helmet now because I've got the Cardo. I really like the audio. Sounds great from this FOD Sports one. The audio sounds great on it, but the problem is the There's two problems. Number one, my commute is about an hour, 40 something minutes, 45 minutes. If I have this thing fully charged and I drive from here an hour away and I turn it off and I leave it on the helmet for 8 hours or whatever, if I'm working or whatever, 8 hours goes by, and then I put it back on, I turn it on when I get ready to leave, it will die almost immediately. I mean, it has no battery life. The battery life's gone already. That never happened with this S9. The S9, I could drive all the way there, just put the helmet up at the end of the night, get on it, come all the way back. I would make it all the way back home an hour later, and I wouldn't have any problem. Now, just to let you know, my motorcycle is a 2019. I bought it in August of 2019, and I have 4,000 miles on it. I ride a lot. So I have a long commute, and I ride, and I like riding. But anyway, so the problem with this is the way this, I put the sticker and it didn't even stick to the back of this. I got to take it off. But I'll unplug this stuff and show you guys. So here's the little amp. It's just a little headphone amp. I'm probably going to continue using it. I'm going to try it with the Cardo, but I don't know if I need it. So I basically had to cut the wire and put a female, I had to use a little cord, male to male, little short cord, and then I had to put a female one on one of them, and then the speakers I had to run I had to do a separate little cord with a separate plug for the output. So I had to put a female, I had to put a little female jack on there, and then I could cut the cord and put a little male jack on there, and I had to solder it and heat shrink it and stuff to get it to work. It was just, it's a kind of a rigged up little deal, and I don't like it. And that was the other thing I didn't like about it, was how it was rigged up. So better option for both of these was to get the Cardo. So I got the Cardo Pack Talk. No, not the Pack Talk. I got the Freecom 4 Plus. And here's the difference in size. So this way they're about the same. But this way, look how much thinner the Cardo is. This is the Cardo, and this is the regular Bluetooth one. It's like this is like a brick, and this is like a real thin little thing, and it's higher quality. But let me tell you, the big thing about this, the big thing about the Cardo is it has, the mount is like the other mount, right? So I'll pull the mount out here. The microphone plugs in with a little microphone cable. You just unplug it. It's got a little 2-prong cable, which is what that other one had. So this part here mounts on your helmet. This little thing here. So you don't have to take this off. You don't have to do anything. You just snap it on. So to take this off, you just pull a little snap or push it, and it pops it off. And then you take this part off and go unplug it in, and don't have to take any wires off to take it off. So there's nothing plugs into this to get it off of the helmet. I like that. That's one thing I liked about it. It was like the other one, the SCS, but it's even faster because all you gotta do is just snap it on, and there it's back on. Just a couple quick snaps and it's back in. The other thing is this one, the Cardo. This is the plug for the headphones. It uses a standard plug. It's already connected. So if I want to connect this little amplifier, all I have to do is just take I don't have to do any soldering or anything. I just take the output from this, right? I take the output from the Cardo. I'm sorry, my head's cut off. I'm doing this kind of quick. Take the output from Cardo, and then I do auxiliary in the amp, and then I plug the speakers from the amp, from the JBL speakers that come with, this comes with JBL speakers, just plug them into this amp, and now I've got the separate amp. So if they're not loud enough, if I want them louder, I can use this little amp. And that's the other bonus, was the Cardo comes with the JBL speakers. So it comes with bigger, better speakers. And I'm telling you, if you're a rider that goes off riding and you ride a commute for longer than 30 minutes, right? If you go longer than 30 minutes on a commute, you will really appreciate having having a really good Bluetooth system that lasts the whole time. This thing lasts for like 13 hours. The Cardo lasts for 13 hours. So I'm expecting it to probably last the same as the SES9. Now, if you drive 30 minutes to work or whatever, and you just need it for 30-minute trips or an hour, and you think, well, that's probably going to be the long. I'm going to drive for about 30 minutes or so, stop, hang out with my friends and stuff, drive for about 30, 45 minutes and come home. Then this one here, this Photo Sports or whatever, FOD Sports, this is just fine. I'll leave a link to all these in the description. I forget how much they were. This one's like 60. I think this is like 60 or 70 bucks. They weren't expensive. No, this one here was $200, $200 for the Cardo. Now, the other thing that the Cardo does that the other ones don't, and this is one of the biggest reasons why I bought it. Now, I can deal with the time. When I get there, I can plug it in and make it work. I can deal with the time. That's what does bother me, is trying to navigate on it. Like if I hit the button, like the SC9, what I did notice was that this SES S9 had a button. When I pushed it, it brought up Google Assistant. I haven't found a button that does that on this. I've tried every button, and it goes to something else. It doesn't. I mean, if I hold the plus and minus, it does. Tells me how much power is left, and then this one changes like the track or something, or pauses and start and stop the music. But if the music's playing, I can't like just push a button and have it go and show me the Google Assistant. I haven't seen that. Now the SES9 did it, so maybe this one does it too, and I didn't find it. But it's hard to tell when this thing's on the side of your helmet and it's kind of far back. Let me explain. On this helmet, on a full face helmet, it's right here. So it's right here because the shade that comes down the sunshades is over here on the side. But on the shoe berth, I don't want this helmet falling over. I'll just set it over here. Hold on. But on the shoe berth, the unit's got to go here because this is your slider. So this is the slider for the sunshade. Now, Schuberth invented the sunshade, so, I mean, it's kind of cool. And this is a helmet with the thing. I hate this. I don't like this. I want to try and find a better way of doing this because every time I close this, it hits the microphone just about every time. It hits the microphone, and then I end up with that. See the microphone? It's up underneath. So you have to reach up under and push it up underneath. And if it's on my head, I can't see it. And it's under my chin, so I can't tell it's moved. So you got to lift this up and then put the helmet down, and it's still, look, it just did it again. It shot it down. I got to find a better way of putting this in because it gets knocked by the thing every time. Maybe if you pulled it into you, like up against my mouth or something. I don't know. I haven't found a good way to do that. To have the helmet, like if it's out like this and then push it against my face and then pull it down and then push it back. It's a pain in the neck. The opening and closing of this, I wish they had a wire or something that would go from here straight down, or put it up here somehow, or mount it like right. Maybe I can mount the flat one right here, like on the edge. It's close enough to my mouth, maybe it'll pick it up. You can't put it in the front piece because the helmet goes up and the latches go in. But anyway, I'm just rambling now. But anyway, so you have to put this farther back. So I'm gonna put the Cardo in the same spot back here, right? So the Cardo's going in the exact same spot back here. Well, the problem is I can put it forward a little bit because it's not going to block this. I'm going to stick it right there. But the problem is it blocks this. So now it's farther back. So you got to reach and feel the buttons, and it's hard to tell which buttons are which when you're driving down the road. You're trying to hit the button, and with gloves on, which I wear all the time, it's hard to tell what you're pushing. You know, the Cardo at least has a dial for volume, so I can quickly just reach up, feel the bottom of it, and turn the volume up and down. And it's a button you can push it in, right? I like that about the Cardo. It's got a little dial. Neither one of the other two have a dial. They're all push button to turn the volume up, and it just turns up the Bluetooth volume on the phone. But the dial's nice. But the Cardo allows you to say, "Hey Cardo, play music," and it will start playing music. "Hey Cardo, volume up, and it'll turn the volume up. Hey, Cardo, volume down, and it'll turn it down. You know, next track, previous track, call so-and-so, intercom channel 1, or whatever it is. I got to look through the menu for that. But if you're doing intercoms between bike to bike or whatever, you can do the intercom by just telling it that you want to do it and not reaching up trying to fiddle with buttons on the side of your helmet, which is always a pain in the neck for me. If you're not wearing gloves, it's not that big of a deal. You can feel the buttons pretty easy. But I wear gloves. Every single time I ride, I wear gloves and I wear a jacket. I wear protection every single time I ride. So that's not a very good system to me. The system needs to be like Cardo, and I think they got it right. I responded to somebody. I'm gonna make a video after I get this all put together of how I do my motorcycle communication and everything on the bike, and because it's kind of important. I basically have a mount on my bike on the center, and I set my phone to Android Auto so it doesn't turn off, and it stays on, say, the Waze maps or whatever maps I have, and it plays Google Play Music and all that stuff, and I can go to next track, previous track. Now I'm going to try that with the Cardo and turn on Android Auto and see if it saying, okay, Google, turns on, it says next track, and it will play the next track of the Google Play Music. I'm sure it will if it's okay Google. Now I think the Hey Cardo, if it's not on an thing, it only plays the music that's on your phone. It doesn't play music like streaming, like through Spotify or Google Play Music or whatever. So I basically put all my music up on Google Play Music, all the songs and music that I have downloaded and I've ripped from CDs and stuff over the years. I put it on Google Play Music, and then what I do is download a local copy onto my phone. Through Google Play Music, I can set up a playlist, and then I download that playlist to my phone, so even if I don't have a connection, it plays off the phone. But it's still playing through Google Play Music. So I don't know if that matters or if that's a thing or what, but I'll try it. And I'll let you guys know. But anyway, so that's my impressions of the two things. And the reason why I went with Cardo was because of the voice, natural voice, being able to just say what you want and not have to reach down and reach up and hit a button and stuff. But if you don't mind, if you want to reach up and hit a button, I'm keeping these anyway. I've got the one already mounted on my LS2, which the SCS9, which is probably the one I'll just keep in there. This VOD Sports, I might hold on to it. I might, get rid of it. I might sell it. I might put a giveaway on the channel if anybody wants. I've got the box and everything for it. I could give this away if somebody was interested. It comes with the speakers and microphone and everything. I did cut the wire and put the little amp wires on there, but I could put them back and heat shrink them back and solder them back together where it's just like it was when I got it. So I could do that for you. If anybody wants it, they can, or if they leave the plugs on it. It's got a little, I needed to get back in there and redo the plug because it's got a little problem with one of the plugs. No, I wouldn't call it a problem. It's just got a little, like I can hear it going from stereo to mono, and then I bump it and it comes back on. It's a loose connection on one of the plugs. I didn't solder one of the connections very well. Anyway, I'm rambling now. So anyway, that's my take on the things. I know everybody's got this COVID-19 thing, and I haven't posted a lot of videos. I've been actually making use of my time to wrap up wedding videos and do wedding things and finish my backlog of weddings. So. And that's what I'm actually doing today. And I took 2 minutes out because I went and rode my son-in-law's bike, which his bike's right there. He picked up a little CDR 250, little 250, and I took it out for a ride. There's mine, obviously. There's my bike. I just changed the oil in it the other day. I changed the oil on the bike. Oh, and I got this mount. I want to show you guys this mount here. I'm looking rough, but I got this mount. Now, I wanted one of those Ram X mounts, but I found this on Amazon, and this thing's fantastic. It's got a little click, a little switch that you switch it. See how it's staying open right now? If you flip this little switch underneath it, where does it go? There it goes. It closes. So now it's got the little, see, it's spring loaded. So what you do is you leave it open, all the way open. I'll do it with two hands later. And then when you put your phone in there and just flip the little switch, and it closes down and clamps down on your phone. And then once it's clamped down, you flip the switch again and it locks it, so it can't come loose. This thing's awesome. I love it. It works great with the case on the phone, and it just works fantastic. I think it was like $30 on Amazon. I'll leave a link to it. I love this little phone mount. This is way better than my old one that had the little rubber pieces that kept getting in the way. I kept bumping buttons while I'm trying to ride. But anyway, so I changed my oil the other day. I got some oil, and that was the reason why I've got like right at 4,000 miles on the bike, and I changed it at 600 miles when I got the bike. So it was time to do another oil change right at the 3,000 mile limit. So it was just under 4,000 miles. So it was like right at 3,000 miles I changed the oil. Looks like I need to change the brake fluid. The brake fluid's a little bit brown, a little bit getting dirty too. It used to be clear when I bought the bike. But I put miles on this thing, man. I ride the bike. I don't play. I go riding. I like to ride. Anyway, the oil was all black, and I can't believe it was that worn, because I guess the break-in oil was while it was breaking in, and then I changed to full synthetic, really good oil for the bike, and I noticed it's running cooler, and it seems to have more power. It seems more powerful. It could be in my mind, which is usually what the issue is. Anyway, so I'm gonna get out of here. I'll talk to you later, YouTube. Take it easy. Thanks for watching.